This is an interesting week. COP15 is happening in Montreal this week, and it's the conference of the parties. The topic is biodiversity, which is a really important topic to me. That's where I like to spend my energy and efforts, thinking about and contributing to positive outcomes with biodiversity. At COP, it's the high-level people who come together globally to set the framework internationally about how we're going to move forward to stop the loss of biodiversity on this planet, and to turn the corner and to start to recover and restore some of the biodiversity. So it's an important week globally, and I like to think from there, how can I take things and information away from COP and apply it locally, nationally, provincially in Ontario? In Ontario's context, for example, the threshold is, or the measure of how successful a development is if it can meet a no negative impact test. And that's not enough. I think what we need to do now is we need to reach for net positive. And we're seeing that movement around the world. Some people are calling it nature positive or net positive. We need to go beyond the traditional no negative impact. And then we need to set higher standards for the impact assessment work that we do. The reports that planners read and agencies and regulators read that say, here's what's proposed for a project, here are the proposed or potential impacts, here are the potential mitigation measures, here are the net effects, therefore the project can proceed with these kinds of mitigation measures and in some cases offsets. We need to think differently about impact assessment. We're not thinking broadly enough. We're not putting projects in the larger landscape context. We're often not thinking about cumulative effects of projects, not just on one project on one site, but the cumulative effects of several projects in the same landscape. What will that mean to nature and to the natural systems? We need to have the best science available to us. And when I say science, I mean Western science. That's the science I work in, but I also mean indigenous wisdom, traditional knowledge, community knowledge. We need the best current information to make the best decisions. And some of that information is out of date, and we need it to be updated on a routine and regular basis so our impact assessments can be better. And interestingly, there's an international standard document that's come out for biodiversity impact assessment just recently. And they add a fifth element to mitigation, and that's transformative actions, which to me sounds really interesting because it relates to what I said earlier, but we need to do things differently now. The same methods, the same approaches are not getting us where we need to be with biodiversity conservation. So transformative actions could mean a number of different things. Certainly creating unique habitats, perhaps restoring species that are at risk, increasing the populations of those species. It may involve some manipulative behaviors like captive breeding. A lot of our zoos and aquaria do that sort of work. So it's something that will take us beyond the traditional into the transformative. So we can actually do a better job not only conserving biodiversity, but increasing it, bringing back species that are on the brink. It's time to increase our collaboration, and it's time to reduce the drama. We're in a point of time where there is a lot of drama around the discussions we're having. And I think what we need to do is listen respectfully to each other, understand what we're hearing, communicate very clearly, and accelerate some positive outcomes. Like, we need to come together to get done what we need to get done.